Right, so the question I'm going to answer today is about weight shift or pressure shift. So the reason I call it pressure shift is because I want you to be able to feel how the pressure's moving through your feet when we're making a golf swing. So this person's saying, I always get stuck on my right foot a bit coming into the ball. Now we've looked at a couple of things revolved around hanging back already, but what we're going to look at is specifically today is how the pressure is moving through our feet. So I've got a pair of golf shoes here. So right foot trail leg, left foot lead leg. Sorry if you're left-handed, reverse it round from what I'm saying. So as we start off, our weight with a 7/9 will be pretty much evenly distributed from right to left. We would want our weight to be running through the balls of our feet. As we make a backswing movement, our right hip would rotate and move back, and our weight starts shifting towards our right heel. Okay, what we don't want is it to be on the outside of our right heel, because that would mean that we're rolling our foot, and more likely what's happening is our hip is swaying that way. So we'd want the pressure to move it sort of like to the right heel, but favouring the inside of the shoe. Okay, so on our front foot, so our left foot, our lead foot, our weight would probably start shifting into this area here a bit more, so the front. So if you imagine a diagonal line like this, our weight is moving like this, but if you can imagine how your hips are rotating, your weight's moving in that way there. So what happens when we come down is that movement our hips start to rotate, so we'll have a lateral movement, so the weight now is shifting into our left foot now. Our left hip starting to move behind us, so our weight starting to move into this area of the shoe here. So we get a look that starts looking like this. So our weight would shift this way and would go up. The reason we go up into the side of our shoe is because we're rotating our hips and we end up in that position there. Okay, so our weight moves into here. Okay, so what I want to do is try and explain that a bit in the golf swing as well. Now, what I've talked about there is we're set up in this position here, our hip will move behind us, the weight is moving here. We don't want that swaying action, because you can see I'm swaying onto the outside of my shoe. So I'm turning that hip, my weight's on the inside of my right shoe and it's moving towards the heel. As I come forward, my weight shifts to the left and I start rotating this way. Really good way of feeling this. I've got a ball here, I've cut it in half. If you've got a tennis ball, you can cut it in half as well. What we're going to do is we're going to use these to get you the feeling of pressure moving through your feet. There's a piece of equipment called a pressure mat, which would show this in showing heat movement through your feet, but this is another way of illustrating it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my ball set up, get my stance width. I'm going to lift the toe up of my left foot and put that underneath, lift the heel up of my right foot and put that half ball underneath it as well. What we're going to feel when we make a backswing, I want you to feel that you rotate your body and you're going to push into that ball underneath your heel, and you're going to push on the ball underneath on the toe of your left foot. So you see my hips moving back. I'm pushing into those balls, and on the way forward, I would release myself off of the balls and push. So I'm pushing into my left heel and I'm coming up with my right foot. So backswing, we're pushing into the balls. Downswing, we're releasing off the balls. So we would go push and release off. Okay, so I say that's quite a good way of feeling that, getting that feeling, especially if you're someone that hangs back on that right side. Relieving your right foot off of that ball early is what you want to do. Just so you know, with a 7/9 at impact, I think it's about 90% of your weight should be into your left foot when you're doing that, and that's what it's going to allow you to do, is impact down on the ball, and your low point will be after the ball. That's why we see tour players on TV take divots after the ball, and you know, with shorter clubs they can be quite big divots as well. It's because they're impacting down on it. Their weight has transferred into the left side so much that they're hitting down, and their angle of attack is moving down through the ball, creating that divot. Okay, hope that helps. Hope you've got a ball that you can cut in half, and give that a go. If you haven't got a ball, maybe ball up a sock, a pair of socks, and use those as another way around that. Okay, have a good day.